You know, over 30 years, you see a lot of tragedies, and certainly the flood of 2019 was one of those. It was one of those situations where if you weren't impacted, you were trying to figure out ways to help those who were. Suddenly there was this movement, like, what can I donate? How can I help? Can I go be part of a cleanup crew? And the Salvation Army set up this station where you could drop off water and cleaning supplies, and grandparents were coming with their grandkids, dropping off cases of water, mops and buckets, and you could also come there if you needed cleanup supplies. That's how the Heartland responds to crisis. We come together, and they really did come through in that year.
To see the places you go be thrown back and hit so hard, it hurts you. But what makes your heart have some kind of hope is when the people respond. We saw the Nebraska Strong, we saw the Iowa Strong, and that was a real thing.
When you step into the job of being governor, you know that there's going to be natural disasters. We have tornadoes, we have wildfires, and we have floods on occasion. But to have a flood of that magnitude was not something that anybody was anticipating. Remarkable to see the way Nebraskans stepped up to be able to help out their neighbors, to, people, the folks in airboats that just went out there on their own volition to start rescuing people and helping out, and continue to stay helping out people even after the flooding had reached its peak.
Actually, a photographer and I were honored. We got to go on an airboat into Riverside Lakes. It's like 300 or 400 yards from Dodge Street, so you can see it, right? But they couldn't get there because the water was so deep in between, so that we hopped on an airboat and helped bring families back, kind of thing. We rode with the Jaycox family back.
Didn't matter who you were, if you were in the community, you were out there, and we were literally doing everything we could to basically protect this town.
The pilots that came in, not only from Millard, but from everywhere, they were coming from Columbus, they were coming from Lincoln, they were coming from Hooper with helicopters and taking people back home. And but to pull into that airport and see the semi-loads of water that were being loaded out of the private planes, and those planes were just coming in and out and in and out and in and out. It's unbelievable in a disaster like that, how people are so giving and what they do to help and pitch in and because they didn't get paid, and airplane fuel isn't cheap either, and but we were really blessed to have them.
Fremont's landlocked, and they're running out of food, and I think everyone needs to do what they can to help out. And I had an airplane that was sitting in a hangar that had gas in it, so I was just more than happy to help.
Thank you. There were a lot of people that come in here to help, and in the evening they'd leave, and they might have come back or might not have, but you didn't have, there were so many, it was so overwhelming, you didn't have the chance to say thank you.
The people that brought us clothes, because I forgot to get clothes, the people that gave us shoes and, toothbrushes and toothpaste, because I forgot all that. I had my dogs and my husband had my kids. The people that gave money so that we could rebuild, whether that was in Valley or then we used it here, that alpaca fence is all brand new.
We would put out on Facebook, today we need gloves or whatever it might be, and people would bring gloves, and then people would come get the gloves. And then the first couple of weeks we also organized volunteer groups and helped the volunteer groups go out. But it really was a community effort. It was crazy how everybody just came together and helped.
A lot of these people couldn't have done what they did if they hadn't had a lot of that free assistance and stuff, And a lot of people donated building products, time, effort, Yeah, nope, it was just, the outpouring was just, it was huge.
But a number of teams were formed, rescue teams, and food services were brought in to our school, and that became sort of the epicenter of anyone that needed clothing, food, or assistance.
It's just amazing how the people come together. You don't even have to ask them. They show up.
This community goes back a long time, and they've been through several of these events through history, and they've always come out on top. So yeah, resilience is a good word.
I think it's a reflection of the resilience of people, that something horrible can happen, but you can move on and you can rebuild and you can find that sunlight again.